You would like to bring in 5 more clients this month. Okay, there's a little bit of control you have over that, but not much. What you have control over is how many times you share that you have some spots open. So maybe instead of saying, I'm going to get 5 more people in my world this month, what you say is, I'm going to share about my one-on-one offer 20 times this month. That you have control over. And usually that's where things get generated. Hey guys, welcome to episode number 248 of the Game On Girlfriend podcast. So excited to be talking to you today about money in your business. If you have been struggling with how to increase revenue, this is going to be the episode for you because I want to teach you how you can increase revenue in your business without extra hustle or driving yourself crazy. Pop in those earphones and let's get to it. All right, so if you've been in business for a while, you know, like all of us business coaches, we will come up to you and say, increase your prices, right? When you need to increase revenue, increase your prices. Sometimes that's the answer. And honestly, sometimes it's not. So let's talk about what you can actually do in order to increase revenue without jumping to the automatic, let's increase prices. Because if you've been around for a while, have you not noticed when you go to the grocery store, it used to cost you this much and now it's costing almost double? Or you go to pick out your favorite thing in the grocery store and you're like, this used to cost this much, now it costs this much. Everybody's asking for extra tips. Everybody's asking for more money for the same thing that you used to purchase for a lot less. So I want you to be very serious about your business and ask yourself, do I just need to increase prices? Do I need to just join in on this trend? Or is it time for me to get creative? And when I say get creative, here's a couple places you can always look. Now, the obvious, number one, aside from increasing prices, right, is looking at your expenses. There is so much money flying out of business accounts and personal accounts, by the way. So if you feel like your business isn't even paying you enough, I want you to look in these areas. Where are you spending money on subscriptions? And where are you spending money on software? Software and subscriptions can sometimes go together. Or looking at things you're spending on that aren't necessarily important. And that can sound so silly. Here's a couple places you can start to look. Used to be, when I would have a new client sign up for a new program, we would send these huge expensive packages all the way around the world, costing hundreds of dollars, right? They were gorgeous. We loved them. They're beautiful, but it was so much money going out. And what we decided to do instead for people who don't live inside the United States is we started sending them gift cards in areas that we knew mattered to them, and or we found out their favorite local store and made sure we sent them there to go enjoy things they could pick out themselves. It ended up really decreasing our expenses, and it actually increased the joy in most of our customers. The other place you can look is really deconstructing where your customers and clients are failing. You're like, what? Yes, where are they failing? Great examples. One of my clients recently, she's like, I really want to increase revenue. She's got her 7-figure goal she's going for. Looks like she's going to make it. We're all excited. And one of the things that we decided to do instead of just increasing prices was deal with late cancellations and late show-ups to one-on-one sessions. Now, she happens to work in person, so once in a while, there will be traffic or someone will run into something and they can't be there on time. But as long as that's communicated before the appointment starts, there's no late fee. However, if someone shows up late, they are given a late fee here starting now, right? And that was something that we put in. And she was like, oh my gosh, I'm a little nervous. But it did 2 things. 1, it did end up increasing her revenue. And 2, people started showing up on time, which actually benefits everybody, right? That's not a really bad thing to do to make sure that people are there for the entire session they've paid for. Yeah? And the other thing is a late cancellation fee. This is a great place to look if someone has decided last minute not to rehire you for a subscription or to renew their contract with you, but they said they were going to, they changed their mind. Those sorts of things are really important to put in, and you must make sure it is very clear in all of your documentation that there is like a cancellation fee. And if they do it like too close to their appointment time, that late cancellation fee will be either 50% or 100% of that appointment. If for some reason they were not able to contact you and really cancel the appointment on time. If that's the case and you're feeling like, oh my gosh, I feel bad. This one person called me and her dog got hit by a car and that's why she canceled. Then don't charge the fee for that person. You can always do that. You are the business owner. And I know if you're following me, you are a heart-centered business owner. you don't like to hurt people, you're not out to gouge, and you want to protect your business and your revenue and your clients and customers by having them show up on time and not cancel at the last minute, it's one of the best things you can put into place. And then one of the other cancellations I talked about was inside of a contract, right? So let's say you have a 6-month contract. What you want to do is put inside that contract a cancellation fee. So they're signing the contract for 6 months. And if for some reason they choose to leave early, that's fine, but here's a cancellation fee. Others just don't offer that at all. And you say, nope, you're signing this contract for 6 months, it's 6 months. And then if they decide to drop out early, that's on them. Both of those are your call, but these are all places you can look to start to see where you can increase revenue to actually benefit your clients and customers without simply increasing your prices. All right, now the next place that we want to look to actually increase revenue is the hard work that you've already done. Has there been a marketing campaign that didn't work as well as you wanted? Go back and tweak it and try it again. Most of the time, just talking about what you have for sale will end up increasing sales. It may not increase sales for the one specific thing you were offering, but people remember you have something for sale and they may come back and purchase something else. It's a great place to look. It's low-hanging fruit. It won't take you weeks or months to put together, and it could increase revenue quite quickly. The other thing you want to do as far as looking at work that you've already done is reaching out to old clients. How are they? What's been happening? And asking them for referrals if they're not ready to work with you again right now, or if they're not looking to buy something new from you right this minute. They may know somebody who is. And if you take the time to actually reach out to them and ask for those referrals and ask for those connections, they'll usually give them to you. And it's such a great way to increase your entire revenue, but also your reach and your connection with other people. Because getting a warm introduction is so much better than a cold introduction. It's so much better than having to market. And there's such a built-in trust factor. The answer is usually yes. Finally, what I'd love you to do, you know I'm a coachy coach, so I'm going to have you look consistently at your own actions. What? I know. But we know actions are what cause results, right? I'm going to put a link to the podcast episode where I talk about the truth of this, and I walk you through it like a lawyer about how you actually know where our results come from. And it's really in our actions, okay? And the name of that podcast episode is What's Causing the Results You Have Right Now. I want you to take a peek at that. And that will help you understand what I'm about to say. You have control over exactly one thing in your business, and that's your actions. We can also put in there your reactions, right? When something happens or something doesn't go the way you want. That is what you have control over all the time. So let's say you're looking at your revenue and you're like, I really want to increase revenue. This is something that's super important to me. And you look and you discover, let's make something up. You would like to bring in 5 more clients this month. Okay, there's a little bit of control you have over that, but not much. What you have control over is how many times you share that you have some spots open. So maybe instead of saying, I'm going to get 5 more people in my world this month, what you say is, I'm going to share about my one-on-one offer 20 times this month. That you have control over. And usually, that's where things get generated. Just the fact that you're talking about what you have for sale can increase revenue. Again, people forget all the time. Aren't we all so busy? Worried about those dang grocery prices, right? We're so busy. We have so much going on that we can forget there's somebody who can help us with this exact problem. There's someone who has the exact hand cream, perfume, shirt, coaching package, color wheel, whatever it is that I need and I forgot. If that person's not communicating about it, it's very easy for that to just flip right out of your mind, right? We've all been through that. So if you're consistently talking about how you help and what you can do, you will naturally increase revenue. That is a promise. That is not some fancy woo-woo thing. And one of the best illustrations of this, of like just focusing on actions and making goals be around your own actions, right? And allowing the results to follow, is what really like unbelievable sales experts do. Like people who sell for a living, right? They know their close rate. And what that means is if their close rate is 20%, if they have 10 phone calls, 2 people will say yes. That's a 20% close rate. Really great salespeople might have 50 to 80% close rate, depending on what it is that they're selling. So they can know, if I need to make 20 sales by the end of this week, I need to make 100 phone calls. And they focus on the 100 phone calls because they know the 20 will take care of itself. Does that make sense? It's so crystal clear, right? All of a sudden now, I need to make 20 phone calls a day so I hit 100 phone calls by the end of this week. Cool, right? It just takes the mystery out and it lifts a lot of the pressure that can end up on you because you're trying to cause a result. The result will be caused by your actions, and your actions are what you have control over. So consistently look at what actions you can take that can increase your revenue. I hope that's super helpful. If you did find this helpful, what I'd love for you to do is go ahead and share this with a friend. If you're watching on YouTube, please comment below. Let us know what your favorite tip was and what you intend to practice in the coming weeks, because we want you taking action. I'm a coach after all, right? Really want to know what's going to make a difference for you and what actions you can focus on to make a difference in your bottom line, because you're running this business to make a living. It's heart-centered, probably. I know you, right? It's heart-centered. Something you love. It's built on your talents, your experience, and your expertise, and you have a mortgage to pay, or you have children to put through college, or pay for, all of their games and sports and all of the things that can happen, or you just really like getting your hair done. You need to know how to increase the revenue in your business, and I would love to know how this was helpful and which tips you're going to try. If you would love to be coached by me, I want you to go ahead and click the link to the Abundance Academy in the show notes or underneath this video if you're watching on YouTube. Give us a shout out. I'd love to know what you're up to. We'll see if I can help you get there. I'll see you next time.